brighten up those already bright mornings. Wheeler, Ollie, and Lecter. Mornings at the Cabin.
Mornings at the Cabin. Time to switch that liner. The mornings are dark. Mornings at the Cabin. Wheeler, Ollie, and Lecter with you, along with Sarah this morning, who has decided to join us for the Area 51 live stream. That's right. When we were live back there in July, it was just me and a couple other people. But now, there are literally dozens of people at Area 51 ready to storm the gates.
Well, I don't know. I can see two so far. We're watching a live stream over here.
That's right.
And they look a little lonely.
The truth is out there where they are, live, Area 51. I'm excited to see what happens here. Obviously, we're going to get to the bottom of all this alien nonsense as soon as they storm those gates. Just yesterday, the U.S. Navy admitted that the UFO videos leaked by Tom DeLonge of Blink-182 are absolutely real. Who would have thought that an emo punker from the mid-90s would break the biggest story in the history of the world?
I think we always knew. Some part of us always knew it would come to this.
That it would be Tom?
The Blink-182 would change the world.
That's right. It is Tom DeLonge, right? That's it.
I think that's it. Yeah.
That's it, right? Yeah. I haven't listened to Blink-182 in a long time. But that's where we're at. That's where and you know what? I actually think I think we did know that. The government wasn't going to tell you that aliens were real. It's just going to be some guy. And eventually it would just be like, yeah, no, he was right. Sorry. Aliens are a thing. Or at least UFOs. Actually, they've reclassified them. They're no longer UFOs, no unidentified flying objects, like UAEs or something, which I can't remember what the acronym stands for. Unidentified aerial somethings.
Sounds nicer.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
A rebranding is all aliens need right now. It's kind of what Trudeau needs right now. Your face in the 2019 election.
Mornings at the Cabin, the podcast.
Wheeler Lecter and Sarah with you on your Friday morning. Sponsor of the show this morning, it's NACC. That's right. Our good friends at NACC want to remind you that next week, NACC is bringing a beautiful orchestral piano stylings of Anastasia Rizikov and a co-production with Yellowknife's own Carmen Braden. She's been performing all over the world, Canada, U.S., Europe, taking her to such prestigious halls as Carnegie Hall, Roy Thompson Hall, and Hong Kong City Hall, even the Kremlin. So come out and enjoy the show on September 28th at 7:30. Get ticket information at nacknt.ca. And speaking of NACC, tonight and tomorrow night, the Koki Spoken Word Festival. Ollie, myself, and my mother will be on stage tonight, followed by Cliff Cardinal. That's tonight's lineup. You can go to nacknt.ca for tickets for that as well. It's a twofer. We told you about next week's show. We told you about this week's show. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to it. We actually sat down a little bit to adjust lighting and mic levels last night and got into it a little bit and spent about 20 minutes just kind of chatting about what we would do and kind of had a launch-off point in which we actually discovered some things that we wanted to say for tonight. So
you got into it.
We got into it.
Like
fisticuffs.
You and Ollie started
nattering
at each other.
That's how we do.
Did Awkward Gail make an appearance?
Of course.
She's kind of in between them. I feel her pain.
All right. You're never between us. You're off to the side.
That's true.
I actually wanted to, a friend of mine was telling me yesterday that his truck was broken into. He lost $4,000 worth of stuff.
In Yellowknife?
In Yellowknife.
Ouch.
So when he called the cops about it, which is what you do, the RCMP, whoever he was talking to at the RCMP, basically said, if you're in town, lock your door. That's it, because apparently there's just a spate of these thefts going on. Yeah. And I mean, that should be kind of common sense, I guess. But
that's where we're at.
It's a pretty stark warning, I suppose. Hello, Penny is climbing up on me and dragging down my headphone cord. Hi, baby. I've got her on the rope now. But just saying that, I mean, that's a stark kind of warning from the cops. It's like, yeah, if you're in the city limits, just lock your door.
I mean, it's good advice.
It is.
Really.
That's absolutely.
That as much as we all kind of want to live in a world where we don't have to think about that, we don't have to lock our our house doors, we don't have to lock our car doors, like that. It's just
common sense.
It's a very simple precaution.
It is. And I mean, like, you can talk about how like the city's changed. I never used to lock my door. Whatever. That's not that way anymore.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. So just common sense stuff. Treat people with respect. Don't steal. Lock your doors.
Yeah, I mean, that would be great too.
Don't wear brown face. These are all things that we can live by that are common sense things.
Like pretty simple to follow.
Pretty simple stuff.
For the most part,
Don't wear brown face.
Yeah.
Oh, she's tied herself up in the rope. All right, Penny. All right. Today also a very special day. He's not here, so let's talk about him. What? We're going back live
No,
we're not.
We're not going back.
I thought we were going back to Area 51.
Beardo and glasses are just, they're hanging out.
There are 500 or 1,000 people there, according to the guy on the live stream.
Security guy, yeah.
Which is wonderful spatial reasoning. Just like there's 500 or 1,000. That's twice as many.
I like how these two are creating their own characters. Some guy just popped his head out of the trailer behind them.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Hey, security guy, how many people you think are here?"
500, 1,000?
Somewhere between there.
Probably. What do you got?
Nice cameo from... well, you were talking about it?
I was going to talk about it. He's not even here yet.
It's not even here.
But it's his birthday today.
Yeah.
And we got a big old cake right here on the...
You spoiled the surprise.
What? It's not a surprise. He's not listening. AJ doesn't listen to the show. It's up. There we are. That's all you wanted to do. That was all you were waiting for.
I got a sound effect for this.
There you do.
It's party time.
Sarah, I wanted to ask you. You whipped up this wonderful confection on our table. I actually came into the studio and said, "Jumpin' Jehoshaphat's." That's how incredible this cake looks.
What did I say?
You just said "Holy jumpin'."
Holy jumpin'. That was it. Yeah.
Jumpin'.
You're getting a lot of jumping reactions out of this.
I mean,
cake.
here's the thing. AJ doesn't even want people to know it's his birthday. He lies about his age constantly.
I didn't know it was his birthday.
Right, either did I.
Confession time.
Confession time.
Only had it in this calendar. That's the only reason I knew.
Oh.
Sorry, Scott. I don't think I knew that it was your birthday until it was happening.
Oh, no, you sure didn't.
So
Nobody
When's your
did.
birthday again?
ask Ollie. He'll know. Otherwise, you too could have had a nice cake.
Hashtag not
Had
my
I had
birthday.
today's warning.
Yeah, I got a lovely cake from Independent Grocer. That was nice.
That's very nice.
That's nice.
I love having a birthday on December 24th because I don't have to go through this awkwardness at work where people try to make you feel good about it's being your birthday.
Yeah, I totally tiptoed around it. It's like, I wonder if anyone's going to notice. Anyone going to remember? Nobody did.
Because you were wearing your birthday T-shirt.
I was wearing it's my birthday T-shirt.
Those
My
little
birthday,
ribbons.
everyone.
Yeah, came in with a
Birthday boy.
party hat.
Hey guys, what's going on? Hey Scott.
Hey,
Playing
how's
your
it
sound back.
Play it again.
So what's going on today in the news?
Your sound effect. Happy birthday, AJ. Hurry up and get to work so we can eat this dang thing.
That's
This
a
looks
beautiful
incredible.
looking cake.
Is that red velvet crumble on the top?
Yeah, because I don't know. I overdid it. It looked good, and then I tried to fix it up, and then I made it look worse.
It looks
I put crumbs
fantastic.
on top.
It looks fantastic.
Made it look worse.
I think so. It looked better. I think it looked better before when no one else saw it.
Now that
It's also leaning slightly.
It's got a little bit of a lean.
it looks great.
It's a slightly lazy cake.
Enough about
It's
that. It looks great. It looks great. It looks delicious. I can't wait to bite into it. I do have to ask you a very personal question, Sarah. Now that Bridget Rusk is bringing in baked goods
I thought you were going to
every
see when my
day.
birthday is.
every day.
When's your birthday?
Also, when's your birthday? Now that she's bringing it, is this you're just reasserting your claim as the baker here?
Yes.
Okay, fair enough.
All right.
Fair enough.
Straight up.
Bridget, if you're listening,
That little competition.
there you go. Challenge.
Back off, Bridget.
Challenge accepted. Bridget, what can you come up with this time? Happy birthday, AJ. We'll eat some cake live on the That'll be good stuff. This is good cake.
Oh, God.
Mornings at the Cabin, the podcast where we cut out all the great music and you're left with the rest.
Lecter, can I tell you something?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that song's about me. And I'm the only radio host to ever make that joke, by the way. Mornings at the Cabin, Wheeler and Lecter and Sarah with you on your Friday morning. Penny's around here somewhere, probably cleaning herself. We still have not dipped into this cake yet. AJ is nowhere to be found, but it is AJ's birthday, and Sarah put together just a freaking awesome cake.
I have a feeling he had a late jam night last night.
Oh, late jam night.
Yeah.
Did you go to jam night?
I think he's a
singer.
regular, yeah.
Yeah, you know what? I have not seen him sing in public. But he's... Oh, no,
What?
I have.
Yes,
I've heard
you
him sing.
have.
Yeah,
Yeah.
when did we hear him sing?
Beautiful
He's a good
voice.
singer.
Yeah.
So, heard him at karaoke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Singing some Chris Stapleton song, I think.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he did...
Just nailing it.
It was pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't want to say...
He's a singer.
I don't
He's a
wanna
dancer.
I don't want to say nailing it, but... I give the guy
You don't
too-
want to say nailing
I don't want to give the guy too much
It's
credit.
his birthday.
He's young. He's
Come
good
on.
looking. He's successful.
He's got enough.
He's got enough. All right? He's white. How much more can you give to a person? AJ, happy birthday. Tonight on the NACC stage, Koke Spoken Word Festival, myself and Ollie and my mother will be... Well, this kind of all started as a thing for my mom.
Yeah.
She wanted to talk story on the stage, and so it kind of started that way. She asked me if I want to be involved. I was like, yeah, for sure. And that was like a year ago or like 6 months ago. And then like a couple months ago, she's like, so we're doing this. You got to go sign a contract at NACC. I was like, oh, okay. So I guess we're doing it. And we got some pictures taken with PK, with Pat Kane, and really looking forward to this. It's fairly informal. We've gotten together with Ollie a couple of times just to be like, she had a lineup of stories that she's kind of put together to give to Ollie to be like, here, we want you to moderate this thing. So Ollie, basically what it's going to be is like, it's kind of the set is kind of like in here. So we've got the octagon window, and we've got Ollie's Quiet Please picture and a picture of Penny, and it's kind of set up like Studio One here. Yeah. So it's going to be a lot more like a podcast, a 45-minute podcast, where Ollie asks questions about my mother and how she came to be here and what it was like for me to grow up here. And it's probably not that for my upbringing anyway. Probably not that different from a lot of kids who grew up here.
But we don't hear a lot of those stories, except just like informally at parties, and you hear a few anecdotes about growing up in the woodyard and stuff. So it's going to be interesting for me anyway, and a lot of people who aren't from Yellowknife to get that outsider's perspective about how different things were. Presumably when you didn't have to lock your car.
That's right, or your doors.
Yeah,
we didn't lock our door for the longest time until a childhood friend of mine broke into our house and stole my Nintendo. There's a story I just remembered that happened when I was in grade 7. He was a troubled young man. Anyway, but it's going to be a really good time, and hearing my mother's stories it's always great. It's just getting more and more view of where she came from, because like the thing is, she's just discovering where she came from, her people, and I don't really know much about my dad's side either. So what's kind of come of this and thinking of all these stories is how little I kind of know of my extended family.
Right.
I don't know much past my dad's dad, who I met a few times when I was a baby, and I met once that I can remember. His mother died when he was 16, so I never met her. My mother's parents, who were her foster parents, her adoptive parents, so they're not my blood.
Yeah.
So I have family there. We're not incredibly close, but there's family there that I still am in touch with and still really love. And then, of course, my dad's first family. So my dad had a marriage before he married my mother. So I've got a brother and half brother and 2 half sisters from that marriage. Yeah. So there's that family there as well. We're not incredibly close, still in touch, still love them very much. Saw them a lot when I was a kid. They even lived here for a little while. But not, so I don't have a lot of extended family. So kind of coming to the realization of that, because I don't think about it much, but now I'm 37. I'm starting to think about family, obviously, a little bit more. And so hearing more about my mother's journey to discovering her family is giving me a deeper sense of where I'm coming from.
Yeah.
Which is incredibly important to me, because there's something about being Indigenous and not having a people.
Right.
That I think a lot of people up here can kind of understand. While there have been obviously a lot more traumatic experience for people up here who don't have people. Mine was not as traumatic, but I still am at this late stage, 37, not that late, but discovering where I'm coming from.
Yeah.
And finding out my Indigenous identity, discovering more about that, because there is, and I hate to use the word privilege, but there is a privilege to being Indigenous and being connected with your culture. And there is something lacking when you are Indigenous and you don't have that connection to your culture.
Right.
So I don't really have a connection to kind of either side.
Right.
So that's something that I've been exploring in this whole thing, and something that we'll kind of touch on, because, when I was a kid, I was told that like I wasn't native enough, and even now I see people that I admire, that are advocates, that are activists, that are saying things like culture is something you're invited to or not. I don't feel like I've been invited to it, and also that in your Indigenous identity is more than blood quantum.
Right.
So that means that like if you're not invested in your culture, it doesn't matter how much Indigenous blood you have, that doesn't make you Indigenous. And it's like, well, I don't really have that because my mother just now at 66 is discovering these things.
Yeah.
So I don't get to have that. So that's something that she and I get to discover moving forward.
Yeah.
And this is going to be kind of the first start of that. So that's going to be part of this evening. And I think that's, for me anyway, that's really important. And I hope that there's somebody out there that's going to connect with that as well.
Yeah, which is pretty exciting. I mean, like, I think, myself and a lot of other people who know your mom and, you know, have her on Facebook and follow her posts. It was really interesting seeing her posts from, when she went to visit, was it
Nelson
the PAW?
House.
Nelson House.
Nelson House.
Yeah, okay.
And she was in the PAW as well. But Nelson House, that's where her people are from. And that's where she was born.
Yeah.
Pretty harrowing upbringing.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really looking forward to that. There's going to be some great stories there. I think we're going to laugh a lot just because that's how me and my mom are.
Yeah.
I mean, really, I'm trying to connect with my Indigenous identity to turn it into a commodity. This is a cottage industry for me now. If I can turn my indigeneity and my Indigenous identity into money, then here we are.
The time is now.
The time is now. And that is a joke. That's an insensitive joke.
Real insensitive.
That's right. But if you guys want to come out, NACC.ca for tickets. It starts at 7:30. Cliff Cardinal's also going to be playing tonight. And he's done incredible work, like a couple of one-man shows. Like, that's basically what he's doing tonight. It's going to be a one-man show. He's going to be playing music and talking stories. So that's going to be wonderful as well. Please come out if you have a chance. It's not a long evening. It's a couple hours. And you can go on with your life after that.
I plan to.
Oh, good.
Scenes on the cabin.
That was fun.
Oh my gosh. You know what I was thinking? You should come with me to Lillian's wedding, maybe. Nothing serious, just a fun time. We can get dressed up, go dancing, drink. It'll be fun, right?
I don't want to put you in the position of having to explain to everyone who I am and what our relationship is. That would suck for you, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
I'm just thinking of you.
That's okay. I have someone else to bring anyways.
Really? Who? Who are you going to bring?
This guy, George Glass.
Oh, okay. Who is this George?
He's very hot, nice, likes me a lot, and would probably love to be my date.
Really? Well, let me ask you this. Can George Glass do this to you?
Probably.
Oh, you know what? It's getting really late. You should probably go. I'm going to miss you so much.
Scenes from the cabin.
Know the movie? Submit your guest to mailbox@cabinradio.ca or send us a message on Facebook for your chance to win gift certificates to some awesome Yellowknife restaurants, including Zehabesha, the Monkey Tree Pub, the Woodyard Eatery, Copper House Restaurant, and Javaroma. Listen to Cabin Radio every weekday to win, or download the Mornings at the Cabin podcast.
NACC is the show sponsor for this morning. Thank you, NACC, for your continued support and bringing you the orchestral stylings of Anastasia Rizikov in a co-production with Yellowknife's own Carmen Braden next weekend. And we have Anastasia Rizikov. No, we have Carmen Braden with us this morning. Carmen, thank you for joining us. This is a lot of advertising we'll be doing for next week's show during the time when it's my show tonight. But that's fine. Carmen, tell us a little bit about this co-pro. First of all, welcome.
First of all, I'm so excited for your show tonight at NACC with the
You're
Storytelling
not
Festival.
coming.
Coke A, yeah.
Coke A,
There we
yes,
go.
That's right. I've been pronouncing it Englishly.
We'll see.
I don't know.
Should be a great show tonight. But yeah, next weekend.
Yes, absolutely.
At
So
NACC.
tell us a little bit about Anastasia and why you wanted to bring her up.
She is just an amazing. Oh, I love this. You've got some ambiance
Nice
going
little
on.
rhythm
Right.
to this
Yeah.
chat.
All right, keep going.
There's a so she's an amazing young pianist.
Yeah.
She's about 20 years old, but
Wow.
has been kind of on the world stage since she was about 12.
Totally. Wow. Yeah.
But seems really down to earth as well. So that kind of combination really appeals to me for getting involved with young people in music, especially ones who are interested in playing both like traditional repertoire from classical times, but also Canadian music, which she's including on her program.
Oh,
which I'm
wonderful.
super excited about. Yeah, none of my pieces, but
None of your pieces.
which, to be honest, is a bit refreshing.
Okay.
I get to like totally relax during the show and just be like an audience member and somebody who's helped to bring it up here with NACC.
Awesome. And she's actually on a tour of the South Slave this week, you said.
Starting next week.
Starting next week,
yeah,
before the show.
Yeah, she flies into Yellowknife and then
Yep.
drives down, does a show in Hay River,
Mm-hmm.
and then drives to Fort Smith, does a show there, and then, drives back to Yellowknife. We're going to do a school show on Friday, and then into the big theater at NACC Saturday night.
Beautiful. And I mean, is it just her, or does she have any other accompaniment, or is it just her?
She's solo.
Wow.
Yeah, her real career has been kind of as a real solo artist.
Yeah.
She's either playing these solo shows where she plays some pretty heavy repertoire for a young person. Often this type of music doesn't really get tackled until you're a bit older. You get a little more seasoned. Like the music itself is really rich and deep. She's playing so much. I think she has a Russian, Ukrainian heritage herself. She's Canadian. She's born in Toronto, I think.
Rizikov, you say?
It sounds like it. I know. And I think she speaks Russian and Ukrainian.
Good Lord.
I know. But she's playing a bunch of like Rachmaninoff and some Scriabin and a bunch of Chopin. He's a Polish guy.
Very nice.
Some real kind of juicy, like steak or portobello mushroom if you're vegetarian.
Okay, yeah, this is real deep flavors. Yeah.
Material. So
Very nice.
She's playing that stuff.
So she's a spy, is what you're saying. She speaks Russian. She plays the piano. She's lovely.
Not to kind of go down a different rabbit hole, but in different times of espionage, sometimes musical material was used to pass things back and forth. I don't think that's going to be happening at the concert tonight.
Well, okay.
I think we're just
you mean next
going
week?
for pure music. Next week.
Yeah.
Tonight is you. There might be some espionage.
There's probably some espionage going on. Yeah. We're going to be speaking in secret code. Well, it sounds pretty amazing. I've not listened to any of her playing as of yet, but I mean, obviously you're pretty staunch supporter, and she sounds pretty amazing. Talked to Maria about it as well, and she's very, very excited. NACC.ca for ticket info on that. So this is a co-pro between you and NACC. So did you pick Anastasia to come up? Did you kind of push her to get NACC to bring her up?
Yeah, I asked NACC. I was contacted by her agency, which is called Piano 6, and Piano 6 is an organization that has 6 pianists in its roster. They never perform at the same time, which would take a lot of pianos.
They don't get along.
Yeah, sometimes solo pianists, they stay in practice rooms and then go on big stages with orchestras behind them.
Yes.
No orchestra on at this concert, unfortunately. But this organization really pushes getting this level of musicianship and this level of music into communities where they don't often get a chance to see it. So rural, remote, that kind of thing. And
very cool.
Yeah, very very appropriate to bring up here.
I was at NACC last night just doing lights and sound for
the storytelling
for our show, which is tonight. And the grand piano was already backstage.
Oh yeah, was it? I think it's being tuned.
Yeah, is it?
It's getting ready.
Did you give it a little scale,
little tinkle?
Warm it up,
tinkle?
Jesse.
Tickle those.
Warm it up.
Those keys.
Yeah,
it's called tickle.
Yeah, that's right.
Tickle it.
I'll warm it up with my scales.
Yeah,
that I can do.
don't tinkle anywhere
Don't
near
tickle.
the grand piano.
I bet
please.
either of you could pull off a mean chopsticks or heart and soul.
I can play a 12-bar blues that's
What?
not very good.
Are you gonna play it tonight?
Yes, absolutely.
I hope so.
Yeah, I'll just play it on the desk and just make the sounds myself.
Who else is talking tonight? So Jesse, there's you.
Me, my mother, and Ollie, and
Gail
then Cliff
Sear.
Cardinal is the second part of the show.
Amazing.
Yeah, so it's going to be, I mean, we're going to have a lot of fun, I think.
So you said Anastasia is 20 years old now?
She's 20. Yeah.
I went to the NACC website, naccnt.ca, and they got a couple pictures up here. And one of them, I was like, is that a current? She looks 7.
Yeah.
And then
really
reading the
young.
description, she actually made her orchestral debut at the age of 7.
Yeah.
Yeah,
which
she's
is unbelievable.
She's a product.
She's got a real youthful edge about her, but I from what I've heard and what I've communicated with her, she's a real old soul. She loves to read. She's
like physical books.
I think so.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
I think she's traveled all over the world to play on
With books.
big stages. I don't actually know if she does books or like the device.
Oh, okay.
reading. I'll check and get back to you.
Okay, good. We need to know.
The age of her soul will depend on that.
That's
Yes,
right.
she-
That's right.
Yeah, her age does typically. It's more likely she's a device person.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
do you? I
But
mean,
you never know.
Being an old soul, do you think she's she's been reincarnated like an old
Like
old
a
pianist from back in the
Chopin
day, like a Chopin come second again?
Come forward in this.
Yeah, not necessarily, man. But
This young woman from Canada.
Yeah.
Man, I'm not sure. No, I think she's got her own
got her own
spark.
thing.
Yeah.
And do you believe in reincarnation?
Me myself. I believe in the transference of energy and the movement forward of what is now and the transformation of that kind of idea. So in a sense, yes, but whether she's like somebody's ghost come back in a different body, probably not.
Right.
Okay. All
She
right.
could be a like kind of a mural of energy of
A
past
mosaic.
composers.
That's
There
true.
you go.
That's
Yeah.
absolutely right.
We are
I mean,
all made up of bits of dinosaur.
That's right.
bits of dinosaur, and we don't create our own consciousness. We merely receive it from the universe.
That's
so,
right.
well, good. I'm glad we got deep down the rabbit hole on this one. That's awesome.
Carmen, you've also got a new album you brought in.
We were just about to, she's just like reached into her backpack and like, remember the album? Like we were literally in the sentence, middle of it. You've got an album coming out.
Songs of the Invisible
That's right.
Summer Stars.
Oh, I love that title.
Thank you. Next Friday, the day before Anastasia's
Yes.
concert, is when my album drops. So there's a lot going on for me next week. It's a very exciting week, and
Wow.
I'm having a party here in Yellowknife on the Thursday night. So a week yesterday.
Okay.
That's gonna be a cool little event, little launch. And actually, the night before is Leela Gilday's album launch
That's right.
party.
Oh,
so
wow.
it's like
Yeah,
all
we
kinds of
there's-
dropping.
you could go to music every night of the week. That next week.
Very nice.
Pretty cool week for Yellowknife.
Where's your album launch?
At the Museum Cafe. Yeah, admission by donation. I'm gonna have some merch for sale, digital stuff, hard copy stuff.
Any orange toques?
There might be some orange toques for sale.
Yes.
Yeah, some behind the scenes things, some interaction. I'll play some music. We'll hear some things off the track. There's Flavor Trader is catering.
Of course.
Amazing.
So excited for that. Actually, that is probably what I'm most excited about right now. Is that I get to have some Flavor Trader.
Oh man, it's so good. Well, I mean, tell us a little bit more about the album. How long has this been in production, and how excited are you to share it with everybody?
So excited. It's my second studio album. It's like a real deep dive into my compositional world. So it's almost all instrumental chamber compositions. So my kind of contemporary take on evoking northern landscapes and my own space in them in string quartets and piano trios. And I think the biggest number of instruments that plays on one track is 7. So there's like a septet. And we recorded down in the East Coast where I did my undergrad. A bunch of players that I know from down there. My producer, same one from my first album, but we really kind of dug into like the classical side of life as opposed to the groove song side of life that I like to do. And it's been like a year and a half, 2 years in the making. I'm stoked.
Good.
Yep.
Amazing.
So are we.
And you, of course, which we always have to mention when you come in, wrote the cabin theme song.
That's right.
I did.
Yeah, that music you hear at the top of the news and is all you.
I know. That's actually one of my like prouder compositional moments in life.
We love it.
Can you sneak that into like the intro of your piece of your album launch?
I'll try.
Actually,
Actually, there is a plan for Cabin Radio to stream part of it live.
Right.
Wonderful. Yeah.
Just like the Jay Gilday show.
Yeah.
So if you caught the Jay Gilday show, something similar. Not so like super band heavy, but it'll be over the airstreams, which I'm so excited about. Thank you, Cabin Radio.
Absolutely. This is one of the things we talked about doing in our first few meetings of putting this whole radio station together, is being able to stream and being able to record live events from local artists. So this is very exciting for us.
Awesome.
And your endless support of us is always very lovely.
Well, it's mutual. You guys just like having so many artists come on board, having NACC participate in these kinds of things. I hope you guys show up to the shows next week. All of them.
We'll try to
We'll try.
I know there's a lot.
We'll try. There's a lot. There's a lot going on.
Yeah, and I'm hoping to see you at your show tonight, Jesse.
Awesome.
And it'll be a good time.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a great time. Tonight at NACC is you say it. Coke
Spoken Word
there we
and
go.
Music Festival.
Thank you. And next Saturday, Anastasia Rizikov on the stage at NACC, co-pro between NACC and Carmen Braden here. Lovely to have you again. NACCNT.ca for ticket information for both those events. And Carmen, your album drop next week, Museum Cafe, Thursday nights, catered by Flavor Trader. What time?
7:30 open.
7:30 open. Admission by donation. There's going to be merch, and it promises to be a wonderful evening of great music. Carmen, thank you so much for joining us once again.
Thank you, gentlemen.
The Mornings at the Cabin podcast.
We're at AJ Friday morning, enjoying a little bit of cake. Delicious. We told Bridget Rusk, new friend of the show, Bridget Rusk, that Sarah made this amazing cake, so she had to come try it. And she was already like, "Did you guys like my muffins?" Before she even tasted the cake. So
it's working.
That's right. The gauntlet has been thrown. There is now a bake-off here in the Bromley building. We're going to see some great pastries and confections made over the next few weeks as these two jockey for position for top baker in the entire building.
So happy birthday, AJ.
Happy birthday, bud.
Oh, thanks, guys.
29.
29, yeah.
And you say you are not looking forward to 30. It's daunting, the prospect of 30.
Yeah, but I never thought it would be daunting.
That's right.
I've always welcomed growing older. I'm totally cool with that.
Okay.
But now, for whatever reason, now that I've turned 29, I actually am kind of concerned about turning 30 in
because now it's real.
That's right.
Yeah, and it means nothing.
And nobody's
going to
trust you
I've always
after you
known
turn
that.
30.
That's right. You're just going to be an adult after that.
I also just don't have to listen to anyone after 30. I feel like, you're like, I'm 30.
Yeah.
Shut up.
See, people who, I'm a little older than you, but people who are 30 now, I'm just like, shut up, kid.
Yeah.
All right? Even though people at 30 have mortgages and families, I'm like, shut up, you child.
You know nothing.
You know nothing about what I've been through. All right? I was born in the 80s.
That's why you keep saying that to me?
Yeah. Shut up, kid. You're just a kid. Well,
so did you go to jam night last night for your birthday?
Fantastic cake, though.
No,
I
didn't.
Oh,
What'd you do last night?
I actually sat on my computer and I was looking at music, and I was up till midnight, which is why I'm a little late this morning.
Just looking at music.
Yeah,
Animal.
it's kind of
Party
become
animal.
a tradition, actually. So, day before my birthday,
To
because
spend your birthday alone looking at the internet.
yeah, kind of. Let me reiterate.
Yeah.
My parents live in Australia,
What?
so my birthday in Australia is actually yesterday.
right.
Yeah, that's right.
And
Because it's next week in Australia
Exactly. The time difference.
Yeah.
So they usually call me, and I
now. And the
chat with
Southern
my family.
Hemisphere.
Exactly.
You know?
Toilets going the other
Toilets
way.
going the
It
other
is
way.
Complete chaos.
Well, let's get this cake out of here.
Birthdays are all backwards.
This is inappropriate.
Why?
This is birthday yesterday.
That's right.
Why are we even celebrating?
Let's throw it out.
I'm a Canadian citizen. I've earned that right. Okay. My birthday is today and yesterday.
But you weren't born in this country, were you?
No.
Okay.
No, I wasn't.
All right. Then you're not a
How
citizen
dare
to
you
me.
shame me?
No, I mean, what delicious cake, though. Thank you very much to Sarah for putting that together. An incredible cake with an incredible serving platter, which is like a ring of a tree. Beautiful.
Now I have to wonder. You shaved your beard
Ew.
this past weekend.
Ew.
Yes.
Was that
Midlife crisis?
well? Kind of was
because
that in an attempt to look younger in advance of getting closer to 30?
And you kept a little under your chin, which is, I mean,
That's just because I missed
it's
it.
just disgusting.
I definitely just missed that spot.
It's gross.
It's really hard. I haven't
Sorry,
had to
not under
actually
your chin.
shave in a while.
Under your lip.
Oh,
Under
Little
your
soul
lip.
patch.
Yeah, you had a
Oh,
little soul
shoot,
patch
I
going
did
on,
too.
which is
I just touched it up yesterday. So
odd.
Forgot that part.
You look like a guy that walks through Staples staring at tall women.
Oh, I agree with that's a horrible look. I'm ashamed that I forgot my soul patch. That sucks. I'm gonna go home.
I think
That
you
is
just-
something. You know what? I actually, but let's digress for a second because Bridget did bring something up this morning while she was eating her cake. She's like, "Do people just stare at people in Yellowknife?" And without hesitation, we were all just like, "Well, yeah, you're new.
Yeah.
You're new in town, so yeah, you're gonna get stared at."
especially at Staples.
Yeah, that's right. That's
What,
right.
what are you
Staples-
doing there?
It's like a 6-month journey at
That's,
least.
that's where people go to people watches. Staples.
That's right.
I'm in the memory card section, just going, "Who the hell is that guy?"
What kind of pens is she into?
I'm a Canadian,
Gel,
Canadian
huh?
Tire guy myself.
Ooh,
wow.
pricey stuff. Gotta take her to a nice restaurant if she's buying gel pens.
That's right.
That's right.
Taking her to Thornton's.
But but absolutely. I mean, I think that's part of a very small town thing. But yeah, I mean, it is also because you're 6'2" and wear 3-inch heels. That's part of it. Not to draw attention to your height, but I mean that is part of it. And the fact that you're new in town, I think is the big.
More so new.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
I always turn. I'm like, who is that person?
Yeah.
Like I know 20,000 people.
That's
in my
right.
life. Hey, wait
Well,
a
I
second.
mean-
There's a new one.
Speaking of growing up, there used to be a little bit more of that. This town, since I was born, this town's probably had 12,000 people plus. So now it's 20,000 people. But there was a little bit more of that small town, we kind of know everybody thing. So if someone like Bridget showed up in the middle of the 80s, it would have been like,
What the heck is she doing?
what's she here to do?
There's times where I'll go to a party or a gathering or go to the bar and I'll look
Just
around and
stare
go,
at people.
no, I'll go, I have no idea who any of these people are.
Yeah.
And it blows me away. I'm like, I don't know a single person in this room.
Bunch of transients.
Yeah. Who are you? Get
Yeah.
out of my bar.
Yeah, that's right. Coming up from Ontario with their degrees and their bindles, just looking to take our jobs. is basically what's going on. Don't look at me like that.
Welcome, Bridget.
Welcome to Yellowknife. We don't trust anybody.
And happy birthday, AJ.
Happy birthday, AJ.
Thanks for listening. Check out more from the show at cabinradio.ca and by following the Mornings at the Cabin Facebook page.